meant to be unbreakable, even when we're ever.
I'm honored to welcome Morgan Rose, drummer and founding member of the legendary band Sevendust. Here on BACKdigit, we'll be talking about the new album, the 15th one, coming out on May the 1st via Napalm Records. I'm very excited, and you are welcome, Morgan.
Thank you very much.
We can start. And one is the new album with a simple and symbolic title. What does it mean for you after 30 years of career?
It was the title was basically a testament to us being together for that long, and for the reason why we put the band together, which was because we cared about each other and we liked each other. So when we were all in other bands before that, it was all paying attention to who's the best guitar player, who's the best singer, who's the best player, and didn't really care much about the personality or the substance behind the person. So after failing a few times with that, I was just like, I just don't care whether anybody's good or not. I just want to hang out with them and like them and care about them. So that was why we put the band together. And through 30 years, you have your ups and downs and you have some clashes and things like that. But we found ourselves in a really, really solid place going into this record. And it just seemed right to, name it One, and we are one. And that was why we put the band together. And so it felt comfortable to do that this go around.
And how does one show your personal and collective evolution as a band?
Well, I've answered this one a few times, but it's really, we've never paid too much attention to trends or what was going on in the music world. I don't think that we've ever really sounded much like, I don't think we've ever done a record where it's like, oh, they're trying to follow what's going on right now. So for us, it's just songwriting. I think songwriting is just something that is almost like life, and just, you can never learn enough. So the more you write, I think the more proficient you get. And I think for us, that was like the biggest thing, is I just think the songwriting was a little bit stronger. We went into it with very little expectation. We've had times where we're like, man, this record really needs to be great. It needs to be great. It needs to be this or that. Or it needs to be heavy, or it needs to be more vibey, or whatever, And this time around, it was like, let's just do what we want to do. If people don't like it, they've got 14 other records to listen to, there's no shortage of songs out there. So we just stayed true to what we wanted to do on this record. And I think that, again, the evolution was really more just the more time you have in the whole putting songs together, I think that you have a better chance of writing cooler stuff. And so I think this record was strong for us.
And the album mixes power and vulnerability with new maturity. And how did you work to find this balance?
It wasn't really hard. Everything that we write is from real life experiences. So sometimes I guess we'll find records that might be a little more negative or a little darker. And this one kind of had a mix of all of it, where some people went through some really hard things, and other people were in a really strong place in their life. But as a unit, like I said before, we were all very close. So the experience was one of my favorites since we started, just because we were all so tight with each other. But yeah, I think that we covered a lot of ground on it. There were multiple people that were writing, words and melodies and things. So it was coming from a different perspective, but being so close, we all had lived it together so we could relate. So it's a cool record. There's a little bit more hope on this record than some of the other ones, where it's like, we persevered through some tough stuff, and it was cool to not have to be like, it's worst and everything sucks. It was a little bit cooler to have these moments of like feeling victorious.
And this album speaks about unity, resilience, and brotherhood. And how important is this message for you today?
I mean, we're not 20 anymore, so it's a pretty weird time for us in that stylistically our genre has kind of come back around. We've been around so long that it's not like it ever really fully left, but it wasn't the most popular thing, and now all of a sudden it's like getting very popular again. So it was cool that we were able to survive through that whole thing and then be back to a relevant style of music. But we never really changed throughout it. So it's important for us to enjoy the moment and enjoy what we have left. I don't know, not to be cliche, but nothing is ever promised. And when you get to be a little bit older, you start to kind of look a little bit more than you did before, and enjoy the moments a little bit more and not take things for granted that, this will be around forever. So I think that it's very important for us to enjoy the ride right now. And, we've got a lot left.
Yes. And the 7D Army is a global, loyal, and vibrant community. How did their presence accompany the creation of one? And what moves you the most in your connection with those who have followed you for years and those discovering you today?
I mean, they are our life force, I try to find ways to describe it that don't sound cliche. I've heard other bands, say things about how their fans are their boss and stuff like that. And I'm like, I've said that since day one. I mean, somebody asked me, man, it must be nice to have lived, your whole adult life without having a boss. And I'm like, oh, I've got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of bosses. So, but we don't have that relationship with them. It ended a long time ago thinking that we were going to need to do something to not upset the bosses. It became more of a family relationship.
Yeah.
So we don't have fans, we have family supporters. So it's much easier to be like, we're not in an abusive relationship with each other. So it's not tough to be like, we're just going to do what we would do for our family anyway. We're going to do the best that we can. And, they're going to embrace us. We realized a long time ago that they just support us. Whatever we want to do, they support us. And in return, we try to provide them with stuff that is meaningful and music and lyrics that are meaningful for them that they can relate to and appreciate them. So we have a deep affection for each other. And it's gotten stronger in the sense that, just like I said about enjoying the ride and enjoying the moment, going through those meet and greets and meeting people and seeing what, letting them know how much they've touched us and we appreciate it, and hearing what our music has done for them, it hits a lot deeper when you get a little bit older and you start appreciating the people so much and not taking anything for granted that you have left. We've been extremely emotional in some of these meet and greets. People break down and they tell you what those songs have meant to them, and you just sit there and you go, wow, man, it's bigger than us. It's way bigger than the cliche. We've done some good things, and even as self-deprecating as I can be, I feel honored and extremely grateful for the fact that something that I had a part of affected a large number of people in a positive way.
This is love for your music.
We love the people, we appreciate them, and we're very protective of them, and they are of us, that's for sure.
Amazing. And What do you hope listeners will feel or discover when they hear the album for the first time?
I think again that it's really covered a lot more bases than before. I think that there's a lot more to peel back on it. You know, there's been uh, we've had ideas going into records before where it was let's focus on being very heavy, or our subject matter is really directed this way, and this one has got all different areas. So I think that there's something for it for everyone, and I think that it goes through a wide range of emotions. So I think that it'll be very enjoyable for the people that understand us, the people that support us.
30 years together and 50 albums behind you. What do you still manage to discover and be surprised by in each other during your creative process?
I mean, my biggest thing is that I'm more blown away that the riff writers of the band can still find ways to write riffs that don't plagiarize ourselves. Um, they find ways to still come up with songs and still come up with ideas, you know, rhythmically uh, and musically that will open the door for us to be able to put the vocals to it. So John and Clint have always been the one that I sit there and I'm like, man, I mean, because it's not just the 15 albums. I mean, these guys probably have thousands of songs in Dropbox where it's like, it's just an endless, you know, reservoir of ideas. So, and I'm very close with them, obviously. So I know when they have this, you know, the rut moments where it's like, man, everything I write, I think just sounds like shit, you know, and I'm like, let me be the judge of it, you know, because those guys will just write piles of riffs and piles of songs, you know, and then I'll go in there and listen to them. And I'm like, for this record in particular, there were 6 or 7 ideas that Clint had put down that never even made it into the room, you know, because there was too many. So that's the thing I think I'm most surprised by. I'm surprised by that on their end. I'm surprised that Lejean has an iron cast voice that just never gives up. Um, and you know, that we still can write songs that are relevant and that mean something to people.
Yeah. And 8 million album sales, Grammy Award nomination, and more and more. Uh, what is the driving force that pushes you forward and makes you envision the next chapter of your story?
Well, we were kind of in a rut ourselves for a very long time in basically being a United States band. It was basically, I mean, primarily we just played the United States. Um, so on this album, we decided, you know what, if we're going to get excited, you know, if we're going to find something, you know, because you can only tour the United States for a certain amount of time or you're going to over tour it. And then even the people that support us, I think, are more like, we're going to be there, but damn, you know, either do another record or space it out a little bit, you know, because we want to miss you. So we committed to outside of North America. That was the goal on this album was, you know what, we're going to try to build relationships around the world because we just never committed to it. So the first step was when we just did Europe for 2 months, and it was way beyond our expectations. I should say our wildest dreams, because we really had no expectations. We were like, nobody knows us. We've never done a proper tour of Europe. And we haven't been here in a very long time. So we're starting from zero. There were some Sevendust supporters out there, but when you're playing in front of anywhere from 5 to 15, 10, 12,000 people,
Okay.
and, you know, there's maybe 100 people that know who you are, you're playing in front of a lot of people that don't know anything about you. So the response was massive. It was overwhelming, and we fell in love with Europe. So that was like, okay, South America's next. Okay, let's make sure we pound Australia. Oh, got to get to Asia. Let's take that over and start hammering away there. So now our commitment is we're just going to play everywhere. You know, that's the excitement, is like building that new thing. It felt like the beginning. And that was that adolescent excitement of like, oh my God, we're playing a new place. We played so many places in Europe that we'd never even been before. And I was like, I've never even been here. Crowd went bananas. You know, we're like, oh my God, this is crazy. You know, it was that excitement of like being in a new place and meeting new people and having them respond like that was like, it was so infectious. I mean, we're addicted to it now.
Right. And you will be touring with the new album.
Lots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In where you will be in tour?
We're doing 2 headline runs this year in the United States. Right now we're working on finalizing a tour, another one, a headline run in Europe. There's Australia, Asia, Hawaii, and South America that's being set for next year, as well as another trip to Europe. And then another run probably in the States. So this is like a 2-year cycle of a lot of touring.
It's a hard work, I can you for more. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, on paper it looks like a lot of fun, you know, and then the body goes hammered and it's like, oh man, this is a little bit harder than I thought. The experience is wonderful, you know,
yes.
But it's a long season, you know. There's not any sports, there's no athletes that play that length of a season, so it's going to be a long season, 2-year season.
Yes, thanks you, Morgan, for your time and your kindness, and
thank you so much.
And I hope I'll see you in Italy as soon as possible.
Very soon.
And thanks for this wonderful interview.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
I really appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
We were meant to be unbreakable, even when we're at the lowest lows. And if it gets too cold, I'll never let you go. You were meant to be unbreakable, unbreakable. As I stand on the edge, I'm looking down. I hear the footsteps all around. Hold my breath, don't make a sound. As the enemy surrounding me, can't fight the monsters in my head. I watch the colors bleeding red. I feel them calling, I'm tired of running. Let's rise once more. My confession is I changed my words into weapons. We were meant to be unbreakable, even when we're at the lowest lows. And if it gets too cold, I'll never let you go. You were meant to be unbreakable, unbreakable. Take your knife out, it's in my chest, in my chest. And the pressure's coming down, so give me some violence. away.